In this video, I'm going to talk about first SNMP or Simple Network Management Protocol. After SNMP, we will learn about other protocols. The first topic in this video is the SNMP. What is the SNMP? What is the usage of the SNMP and how we can use SNMP for example, its function in the network. You know that in CCNA, in most cases, in many cases, we are learning only the concepts. SNMP is one of them. In SNMP, in the CCNA class, we should learn about the function, about the concept of this protocol. And after that, in the future classes, we will learn about the configuration of the SNMP. What is the function of SNMP? Let me to talk about this. SNMP or Simple Network Management Protocol is a protocol for managing the devices. It is similar a little to the SSH and Telnet, and also it has some differences with SSH and Telnet. You know that with SSH and Telnet, we can configure the device. For example, we have a PC, we can establish one Telnet session, okay, or SSH session, and after that we can send some configuration to a switch or to a router or some other devices. You know that in many devices such as for example a normal operating system or some other devices, we can use the Telnet for configuration. Okay, with Telnet you can send the commands to the device, okay, and also you can receive the result of your configuration, for example with show command, with debug command in your PC. Also this is for example available with the SSH. Both of them can be used for only configuration, okay, but management of device is more than the configuration. For example, with SNMP, let me to write here, show you here. With SNMP, first you can connect to switch or router or many other devices. Actually, we can say in all device you can enable the SNMP, okay, and SNMP is available in many in more device than the, for example, Telnet and SSH. When you are establishing SNMP session between your station and the switch and router, you can receive more detailed information from that device. For example, you can receive many counters that we have on that device. For example, these counters include the input packet rate, input packet count, input byte count, output packet count, output byte count, or maybe for example the load of one interface, the input load, output load, or maybe the other counters on for example on the switch and router or some other devices. Also we can see the status of the many of the for example objects in that device. For example, the status of interface, it is enabled, it is disabled, the status of CPU, about the temperature, about the other features, the status of everything, the status of fan of the switch and router or some other things. And also beside of this information, we can receive many statistics about the device, statistics about the interfaces, about the many things in the device. Because of that, we are receiving this information, and in most cases in our client, this is the for example sender the SNMP request to the switch or router, we have an application. Okay, here we have an application. Okay, this application should receive this information. For example, one of the application that maybe we use is the Cisco Prime infrastructure. Cisco Prime infrastructure, and with this application, when you are receiving the information from the device, you shouldn't analyze them. The application can analyze this information, and the application can show you many graphs, many graphical picture, and with this graphical picture you can understand the status of the device. For example, assume that in Cisco Prime infrastructure, when you are receiving the result of one for example request, such as the status of interface, In this application, you can see some graphs that can show you that the status of, for example, one interface is green and it is working, and here we have some amount of load. Okay, assume that the load is on one interface in one time, okay, is equal to, for example, this amount of load. Also about the load of other interface, maybe we experience higher load, and maybe here, for example, you can see another color, okay, like the orange color. And for other interface, we are experiencing more load, fast Ethernet 02, and this interface now, this interface's load now is passing from the threshold that you have defined before. When the thresholds of some things is passing, this application, this is the application that we have on the for example, network management system, okay, can send some alerts to the administrator. As you can see, for example, it can send email, it can send the, for example, SMS, or maybe it call with the cell phone of you, and all of them are possible. And because of that, actually we can say that in SNMP we are receiving many more detailed information from the clients, from the, for example, the systems, and after that this information can be analyzed with the software, and finally we have some obvious result, and with this obvious result we can analyze the status of the for example, client. Actually in the SNMP we have three important objects. The first object is the SNMP agent. Look at here, let me to write here. SNMP has three parts. The first part is the SNMP agent. I will talk about that. The second part is the SNMP Manager, or the NMS, and the third part is the MIB, or the Management Information Base. Let me to explain them. Look at here. Actually, the system that you are gathering information from, that system, for example, switch from, for example, the router or some other devices, include the SNMP agent, the agent of the SNMP in that device. This agent, okay, can gather information and can send this information with SNMP protocol to the network management system. Also, we have one manager. Manager is the PC that include the applications such as the Cisco Prime Infrastructure. This is the NMS, or network, okay, management system or server. Okay, because of that, in the network management system we have one application. Okay, this application can analyze the information, the counters, the status that we are receiving with the SNMP, and can give us the obvious information such as the graph, such as the some other for example, GUI graphical result. After that, we can say that this is the SNMP Manager. SNMP Manager, the one of the parts of the SNMP. Okay. Also, as you know, we have SNMP Agent, SNMP Manager, and also you know that the SNMP should send the information from the receiving from the SNMP Manager on SNMP Agent on this device to the SNMP Manager. You know that SNMP Agent is a agent of SNMP on the switch and router. SNMP Manager is the application that we have here on, for example, one computer, one server. The SNMP agent should send information to the SNMP Manager with the SNMP protocol. Now the question is that which information? Here in each router, in each switch, we have some repositories that in this repository we have the information about all of the things in the router. For example, for interface we have a repository for each interface. For each other counters, okay, we have some repositories. The name of these repositories are the MIB, or Management Information Base. We have many management information base. For example, in one router, maybe you have more than 5,000 or 10,000 MIB for everything. When you are requesting the SNMP agent to sending the for example, some result, actually the SNMP agent should send the MIB or the repository information of that object to the SNMP manager. Because of that, actually the SNMP agent is your agent for taking the information from the MIB and then sending this information with the SNMP protocol to the SNMP manager. Actually, the MIB is the repository of the information. Agent is for example, our helper to taking the information from the MIB, sending to the NMS or the SNMP manager. Finally, SNMP manager can analyze the information and can give us the detailed information. Also, let me to say that in SNMP, we can also configure, we can also send the command. You know that here, now we are requesting some parameters and also we are receiving the result. But if you want, you can send some configuration. For example, the SNMP manager can send some commands such as the telnet or SSH to the SNMP agent, and SNMP agent should apply them to the iOS configure to the CLI. But in most cases, maybe in 90%, we don't use the SNMP for the configuration. We are using the SNMP only for gathering information from the device. Let me to review the topic of SNMP until now. Here is the NMS. NMS is the SNMP manager, and also we have one agent. This is the agent, okay? Means the switch, the router, the PC, the server, the printer, everything, okay? You can send the GET request. This is the first packet of SNMP, okay? GET request, and after that we can receive GET response. In GET request, we are requesting to receiving some information about, for example, the interface, about some other things. For example, in this application, you are clicking on this line. Because of that, this means that please show me the or please refresh the information about the facet NS01. This NMS should send one GET request to the agent. After that, it can receive